Fly like an eagle. Fly like a falcon. That's what you do. Hey folks, hey, welcome again to another edition of Luthier's Lair Live. And this one's going to be pretty exciting today, for me anyway. Maybe not for you, I don't know. Yeah, it's exciting for me because I finally get to showcase my top line bass, which is the Gazzbass Falcon Series II. Yes, indeed, yes. Such enthusiasm. Good evening, David. How are you doing? Good to see you. Good evening, Laurent, as well. Thanks for joining us. Yeah, it is. This is going to be a crazy episode. I guarantee you, it's going to be really mental. Yeah, I'm going to briefly go through the construction process of one of these basses. It's going to be, fun to share all this information with you. Now, if you like the channel, please do go along to YouTube. You can see that I'm going to try this again, right? There you go, see? Yeah, I got it. Yeah. I nailed it that time. Yes. Yeah, go to that link there and you'll see it there. And if I can find my mouse, I will play this video. And you can do that as well, That's fantastic. And, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. If you have done, thank you very much. I really appreciate it. I really do. It helps out a lot. It really does. Subscribe, ring the bell, give me a thumbs up if you like it, and give me a thumbs down. If you don't, it's all a matter of opinion. Let me mute this bass a bit. I'm still getting digital noise from all the soundtrack and the soundtrack, the loop of the sound. So I don't know what to do about that. I've tried it with every bass, and I came to the conclusion that I need a new sound card or sound processor. But that's okay. We'll do that later, right? So, once again, thank you for joining me live. Guys, if you're watching the rerun, thank you very much as well. Just be sure to, wait a minute, plugging the hell out of myself here, do that stuff, subscribe and stuff. Yeah, so let's go on to the main crux of this live show, which is actually building one of these. Yes, indeed, yes. Now, let me give you a short backdrop on the origin of this bass. I was plodding along as a luthier, not like Angus Torag though. Angus Torag will be on the show later, and you won't believe what he's getting up to. I'm not joking. He is a crazy some bitch, you know what I mean? Yeah. So the main crux is the construction of this bass. This is a Gazzbass Falcon Series II standard. I have to unmute it again so you can hear it. It has a huge range of sounds you can get out of it, like a... It's very no, it's got a huge dynamic range. That was just me switching the pickups, and I'll get into that later about how you switch back and forward through the pickups and stuff like that. I don't have my flashy shades on today because I don't have a migraine. The shades I usually wear, the glasses, sorry. For you guys older than 45, you know. Yes, indeed, yes. Yeah, I'm not getting a headache right now, so I do have them on standby though, so that you know I'm looking at a bunch of screens. I did post a picture on Facebook earlier on about the setup. I have 3 screens because I also develop software, so I need all those screens. So that's the way it goes. Yeah. Anyway, let's see who's with us. Phil. Hi, Phil. How you doing, man? Good to see you here. We're going to actually look at a very unusual bass that I acquired this week as well, just as well as outlining the Falcon bass here. Now, okay, let's get back on topic. Shall we? Or shall we? You think we should? Yeah, okay. Yeah. I can't read my script from over here because the microphone's in the way. Yeah, anyway, yeah. Do I have a script? You wouldn't think so, would you? Yeah, exactly. Okay, first thing. The design of this bass was inspired by the first Falcon bass I made, which was the Series 1. And I do have an example of it hanging on the wall there. Actually, you can see. Wait a minute. Can I point to it? There it is. There. There. That's it there. You can see that. It has a 2-pneumatic bridge. It's a 22 fret neck with LEDs in it. 34-inch scale. And it kind of looks like a little birdie. Tweet, 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 tweet. You know. So I called it the Falcon, you know, and that can, you know, be bastardized into Falcon Hell and stuff like that, you know. But so it was based on that. And how do you start actually building these? I'm going to show you some pictures here. I do have a picture of. Let's first of all, okay. Let's talk about choices of wood for the bass, okay? It's important for a solid body electric bass guitar, or any guitar, in fact, that's solid body. It's not that important because the electronics are doing all the work. I always laugh at people when they're in picking up like body blanks and stuff and going, knocking on it to see what sort of tone they're getting out of it. That's funny to me. If you're making a semi-hollow body, then it is a little different because you get resonance set up inside the body, and that will make a bit of a difference to what the pickups are collecting signal-wise. So that's kind of important, but let's stick with solid body right now. Now, I offer the Falcon Series II in 3 woods. The first one is alder. Alder. The second one, okay, is oak. Oak. And the third one is black limber. Limber. Yes, black limber. It's gorgeous. And I do have an example of that. You can see behind me there. Whoa. This is black limber. Beautiful colour. Beautiful sheen on that. It's like a mirage. I did post a picture of this one on Facebook, and actually the angle I took it at, hold on, I'll put this back. The angle I took the photograph of the body, it reflected the air extraction unit in the workshop, and it looked like a flaw in the finish. It really did. I think David could attest to that. He looked at the picture and went, "I thought that was a flaw." He did. And so did I, actually. I was like, "Oh my God." I looked at it and I was like, "Oh my God, oh, it's ruined." But it wasn't ruined. So these are the three wood types that I use for the Falcon Series II. Why? Okay, right. Let's go through hardwoods. Alder. First, alder. Alder is a semi-tight grain hardwood. Very hard, but it's a light. It's a lighter wood. It doesn't have much characteristics in it. So I would say it's a kind of a paint grade type of wood that you can make a bass out of, or any guitar if you like. But as far as basses go, it doesn't have much characteristics in the grain and stuff. It doesn't look too pretty. You could make a clear coat alder natural finish and it would be kind of bland. There's nothing really interesting going on there. So I prefer to, if the customer requests an alder body, I will paint it. Opaque paint, of course. Paint is, let me explain paint. Paint means covering a surface with a colour, or a non-colour, or translucency, or whatever. That's just paint, whether it be lacquer, polyurethane, anything like that. Okay, that's a finish. So alder lends itself really well to being finished with an opaque colour or a burst, something like that. We can go on to oak. Oak is a some bitch. Oak is a some bitch, my friends. Oak is a very hard wood and it's kind of heavy, and it's porous as well. It's very porous. So you need to do something about that, and we'll get onto that in a minute. But it's beautiful. I don't believe oak should be painted, but I've had that request before, and that's fine. We go ahead, we'll paint it opaque, and we go from there. The third one, black limber, that's the Falcon I showed you there. It's going to be a deluxe model. Like I said, deluxe is different from standard because of the spelling. No, there's a bit more to it than that. Yeah, so that's the three woods I usually use for the Series 2 here, which is my top of the line bass. Let's see who's on the chat right now. Yes, he did. Yeah. Thanks, Paul. Very nice bass. Yeah, I'm glad you think so. I think so too, of course. I do, Paul. I do. I really do. I do, Paul. I really do, Paul. Yes. That's very good. Yes. So, let's show you the whole thing here. Let's go to some of these images that I've got here. Look at this. This was my first Series 2 build, and it was for the great Italian bassist Franco Di Donato. Franco, hope you're okay. Hope everyone's okay. Franco has a big gig coming up in Rome in 2 weeks, or less than 2. I think it's the 22nd. Let me have a look. Yep, May 22nd, 6 o'clock Italian time, the True Light Show in Rome. So I hope you can all plod along to that if you're in Rome. That's fantastic. Thanks, Franco. So I did work on him with this, and what we've got here is a piece of oak, and there are two other pieces of wood. The one below there is maple, and the centerpiece here is oak as well. If we go into the next picture, you can see what happens here. So you start off with the body blank, and what I did was I routed out channels here so that I can inlay the two pieces of wood there. And it's most important then to start routing out the channels before you even cut out the body. You cut out the body, then you've got angles. You've got angles all over the place that you can't get your router on. You might slip off and drill holes in your leg and stuff. It's not good for medical bill payments and stuff. So, you know, get the whole thing together. And did you see the outline I traced on that? Let's have a look again. Let me see what I've got. Yeah, see that? I had traced the outline on there. Well, how did I know how to do that? How did I know? Well, like I said, the Series 1... Whoa. I really should mute this bass, right? Because I'm going to be clacking. That's the Series 1 template. The Series 1 template. But today we're talking about the Series 2, and here it is. This is the template for the Falcon Series II. As you can see, there's a big cutout here. Why? Well, we'll get into that. And everything's marked off very accurately. There we go. It's having difficulty focusing, you know. Ooh. I'm swimming. No, I'm not a fish. I'm a falcon. I can fly. So, yeah, that's the template. So what do? Why are templates so important? Well, repeatability, right? It's an exact template of this, as you can see there. What happens is you pick the best spot in the blank that you have, and you place the template on it. You mark the center line, and you keep that center line as long as you can. After that, it's on to actually making up templates and stuff for routing. Now, the Gazzbass Falcon standard comes with these modified Seymour Duncan lipstick pickups. Lipstick pickups. Very popular with, well, okay. Yeah, so I do have these. These are single coil pickups, noiseless pickups, and that's the standard. The deluxe I will go on to later, but if I show you this picture again here, you can see the routes there where the pickups are going to go. You can see the neck cavity. Now, the neck cavity I routed here is 0.625 inches deep. Okay. It's kind of a fender standard. The heel of the neck, the curve on the heel of the neck is also kind of fendery, with little modifications. And the control cavity, which somebody called the swimming pool the other day, yeah, is routed down to about a depth of, well, here's an interesting thing. If you have the Alder body, this is Alder, this body. The Black Limb body, they're both 1.75 inches thick. The thickness of the body here, right there. The thickness is 1.75 inches. Why is that? Well, it's just what Leo says. But actually, you get bases that are 1.5 inches thick, such as my Status Series 1000 there is 1.5, and my Falcon Series II oak body model is 1.5 inches thick as well. So the control cavity depth has to be adjusted accordingly, of course, because I can't just route right through and make a big hole in the back of it, you know. That'd be really stupid, right? The oak body is much heavier. It's very heavy, so I keep it to 1.5 inches thick. That takes off a lot of weight and makes the base a bit lighter. The Series 1 was also 1.5, but it has a bigger body about it. It has a tail piece as well, because it has a two-pneumatic style bridge as standard. You can go for a high mass as well and still have that tail piece sticking out. As you can see on the Series 2, it doesn't have a tail piece because guess what? It's Ichabod Crane. Did you get that now? Did you get it? Did you get it? It's headless, right? Did you get that? Yeah, I didn't think you would. Did you? I don't know. Anyway, so that's the reason for that. The thickness of the oak body is thinner than the rest because of the weight. So, and balance is very important. That's why the Series 2 has a large upper horn and a slightly smaller lower horn. Very similar to like its status Series 2. Kind of similar to that. And also it has protrusions out here to give easy adjustability to the tuning right here. Right? And also, you know, for balance. This is all a balance thing. And this, the Series 2 in Alder here, only weighs about 8.5 pounds. It's really quite light, you know. And it does give a very bright sound. I'll put this on back pickup right now just so you can hear. So, you know, yeah, thanks. Yeah, so it's got a bright sound about it, and that's all back pickup. Let's talk about, let me have a look at the chat here. Yeah. Hey, Laurent, all your basses are great anyway. I think you keep improving. Yes, well, actually, Laurent, I'm going to give you a little surprise right now. If I can move aside. That's Laurent's Lula bass. It's relaxing right now, and I found 2 high spots on the frets. I'll get into that a little later. Fantastic though. It looks good, eh? Looks like a really sexy little beastie. Yes. Yeah. So, we went through the template of the body blank. Once the body blanket's made, and you're into a certain rhythm on that, you're going to go and cut out the shape of the body. Talking of which, something really, really weird. I think you know what's coming up. I think you know. I found out something the other day involving a Squire by Fender mini bass that was actually built by a luthier I kind of know called Angus Torag. He had made this bass and he did it for foul purposes. He really did. And I do want to show you this footage because I was shocked. I really was. I really was shocked. It was disgusting what this guy did. It really was. And I want to show you this little footage here. And as I go into my documentary voice, here's another Luthier's Lair. Tales of the really weird. It all started when Angus Torag decided to build another bass guitar. Angus had no idea what he was doing, and the end result was a piece of crap. But Angus was determined to use it, and so Angus started to play it everywhere he went in an attempt to annoy famous people. Roger Federer was Angus's first victim. He sat behind him at a tennis match and started to play his bass guitar. The sound was terrible, and it quickly began to annoy Roger. He turned around and gave Angus a dirty look, but Angus just smiled and kept playing. The next day, Angus followed Roger around town, playing his bass guitar as loudly as possible. Everywhere Roger went, Angus was there, following him and playing his awful music. Soon, Federer was visibly annoyed and frustrated. He began to lose his temper, and Angus just kept playing. The final straw came when Angus followed him into a shop and started playing his bass guitar and annoying everyone. Federer finally snapped. He turned around and yelled at Angus, telling him to stop playing his bass guitar. Angus just smiled and kept playing, enjoying the look of anger and disgust on Roger's face. Angus was happy because he had finally defeated the great Roger Federer. Man, that Angus guy, right? You should just smack him one, you know, with his stupid hat and his frickin' stupid feet. Anyway, I'll quickly show you what Angus had built here. He didn't build it actually. Fender did. Squire by Fender built it, and I'm going to show you. I'm going to move out of the way. I'll move out of range of the microphone, which will no doubt pleasure you immensely. And I'll move out of the way, and I'll show you the Squire by Fender P-Bass Mini compared to a Stratocaster guitar. Okay, you ready? Look at this. Isn't that incredible? It's got a scale length of 28.6 inches, not even 30 inch. And I'm telling you, it is a monster to play. It really is. I did posted a video on it a couple of nights ago, I think. Yeah. And I'm just totally taken by it. I've got it normally tuned, you know, the... sorry about that. Regular tuning on it. But I think I don't think I'll turn it into a piccolo. It might be a tenor bass. I don't know about piccolo bass. Tenor bass, love. Piccolo, maybe not. So we'll see. I'll just get this. Yeah. So isn't that awesome? It's a fantastic little bass guitar. It really is. And I got it for kind of a bargain because our local guitar centre is going to be going away soon. I'm very sad about that. I really am. But you know, I saw it on sale and I thought, I'm having that. I'm having that, you know. Mine. You know. So yeah. Amazing. Let's get back to this. Falcon Series II. Okay, the neck. Well, you can see it's a headless system, right? Tuners are down the bottom. Strings are clamped in or double balled in to the... that didn't sound very nice, did it? Anyway. My laugh button never works really very well. So, there you go. There it is there. And it has this little dip in it. It's called a bend well. A bend well. And what's that for? Well, you can go. You can bend the string up there, and that's actually something that Mark King had requested of Rob Green when he was building his Status basses. like the king bass and stuff like that. That you could have something where you could augment the harmonics of the strings to do that. Well, how do you do that? Well, let me go and grab a neck template. Hold on. Looks just like a plank of wood, doesn't it? You know. It's not. It's not really. This is the neck template for the Falcon Series II. Hold on. Okay. So, what do we have here? Yes, well, we have this. See, it fits on nicely there. Perfect fit. And we have a centre line in it. And we have markings where the bend well should be and the headpiece should be. That's the headpiece there. That's the headpiece. And I'll go into who manufacturers... manufacturers? Jeez. A bit early in the day for drinking, isn't it? So, yeah. Yeah, so to who manufactures the headless bass system that I use for the Falcon Series II. Yeah. So, that's the neck template. What do you do with that? And what woods do you pick for the neck? Well, I would say if you're just starting out, pick maple. Maple. Rock maple, something like that. Don't pick bird's eye to start with. Maple's a very solid, close, tight-grained wood, hardwood. Lightish, it's lighter than oak, even although it's got a tighter grain to it, and that means it's easier to finish. And it's pretty easy to work as well. What I usually do with the neck is I will get a blank, like a rectangular piece of wood. I'll just put this away. And I'll use my template there and I'll draw around it. Mark the centre lines and make a big centre line. The first thing to do is cut that truss rod channel, boy. Oh yeah, you cut the truss rod channel. And I'll show you. Hold on. I'm being a bit of a divvy here because I have an oak neck here that I'm working on. It's just about, it's a little heavier than the maple neck. But yeah, I can make it thinner, of course, with it being oak, it's very hard. So here's one that's a work in progress. That's a Falcon Series II neck. And as you can see, it's square, and you can't really get your hands around that, can you? Press the wrong button again. Right. Frickin' Stream Deck. Anyway, so what I did here was, while it was all straight, I made a jig that I could pass a router along there to cut the channel. That's all you do, is you... See, I wish I was filming this in the workshop. I could actually demonstrate, but it's not viable right now with the Faraday cage effect that I have in the workshop. But there you go. And if I just go along here, this is called a truss rod, a dual action truss rod. Truss rod. And if the channel is cut correctly, it fits in there. Fits in there. Like so. And righty-tighty, which makes the truss rod bow up and bows the neck. Lefty-loosey, and it puts the neck that way. See? Quite easy, nice. Now you set that in, you don't glue it in. Don't ever glue a truss rod in place, okay? Don't do it. Just don't do it. Don't do it. Okay, so that goes in there. And what happens after that? Well, you don't put that in immediately. You have to shape the neck first. So you bandsaw. That's what I was going to say about the body as well. You'll stick the body on the bandsaw. That's the way I do it. Of course, some people use CNC machines, big CNC machines to shape it out, but I do it all by hand. I'll bandsaw the bandsaw is not my hand really, is it? But yeah, I'll bandsaw the body shape out, and then I'll sand it like hell. And I think I've got some pictures of that actually. There's that one. There is the Gazzbass Falcon Series II Bellissimo for Franco Di Donato after being sanded to 80 grit, and it's just come off the bandsaw right there. Now the next picture I believe is, see, it's been all shaped. I put that on a router table to bullnose the shape, to smooth out the edges there, as you can see. And I was sizing up maple pickup rings there for shielding the pickups. So that was really cool fun. And going on to this one, that's me sanding again, just getting it in my nice mug of coffee. Oh, you can't beat a good mug of coffee, I'm telling you, especially at 5 o'clock in the morning, you know. That's when I start usually. And that's me just smoothing out any imperfection from the routing table that I got. We'll get onto the neck in a minute. This is picture 6. There's the neck. This is, This is the start of the bend well. This is Franco's signature base that I made him. The inlay is epoxy mother of pearl. What I did was I laser etched everything there, and I inlaid with mother of pearl, crushed mother of pearl, and epoxy resin, clear epoxy, and it came out very well. You see the dip in there that you can see from right there. That's the dip. Yeah. That's all flattened out, and that's called the bend well. That's where you can tweak the strings. It's fantastic fun. This one is me just finished spraying the first coat of translucent white on the Bellissimo model, which was the very first Falcon Series II to be made. A lot of fun. This is Franco's Greta base. Yes, indeed. And I'm going to show you a bit more of that in a minute. I just want to finish up on the neck. The neck then needs to be carved. See? So it's rounded. You know, you can't play a block. You're going to cut your hands, right? This is the tool I use for hand carving a neck. It's called a Shinto blade. And it's like a crisscross bandsaw blade tool. But it really goes through wood very quickly. And you can use, curvature templates to ensure that you're carving the right way and you've got the right contour going. It's a lot of work. It'll take maybe... I do neck carves in like 3 or 4 sittings, you know. Total time is about 4 hours to get a good figure into the neck. You can't do that 4 hours straight. You just can't. Your mind wanders. I've got shopping to do. I've got to walk the dog. You can't do that. It's really kind of hard to be able to do that all at once. So that's how the neck is shaped. So we have the neck shaped. What do we do after that? Well, you can either, before the neck is shaped, but cut into shape, you can apply the fingerboard. Now, I put LEDs in most of the necks I make. How do I do that? I'm going to show you. Okay. Don't go away, please. Here's a neck, a fingerboard actually, and this is rosewood. This is rosewood. And you can see the holes are all the way through. You can see right the way through that. It's not shaped yet to the shape of the neck. There's the back. See how it's been inlaid slightly, drilled down. Now what I have to do here now, because this is for that base over there, the deluxe, is I'm going to route channels for wires and circuitry in the back of this, so I can just plop the LEDs in there and wire them up. Then that goes to a battery inside the body of the base, and that's why I make bolt-ons. Bolt-ons, not Michael Bolton, but bolt-ons. The frets slots are cut there using a rule that I buy. It's a notched rule that shows you different scale lengths. So I pick the 34 and I mark off all the length there, and I route out a channel there for the nut. The nut. The nut. Right? And, well, how do you saw that? Well, once again, it's a good Japanese tool. It's called a fret saw. It's like a little tenon saw, but it's a fret saw, and it has a guide here, a depth guide that you can adjust to the depth that you want the frets to go down into, the tang of the fret. So you go along and you perpendicular saw across the wood at each mark that you made in the fingerboard in order to cut the right depth of fret. And then what do you do after that? Well, you put the frets in. How do you put the frets in? Well, don't fret, I'll show you. That did not deserve a laugh, I'll tell you. Here's a tool called a fret press. A fret press. This is called a caul, and it has a groove in it. I don't know if you can see that. There's a groove in there that fits over the crown of the fret, and I have like 3 or 4 of these little platforms depending on the curvature of the neck. And what you do is you place the fret in there and the neck, and you press down, and it presses the fret in instead of hammering the crap out of the neck, which I did in my first bass, and it complained. It said, "Ouch, don't hurt me, daddy." Those are the tools, and then eventually when you get to that stage, you will you'll be ready to finish the bass. On the body, if you've picked oak, it's got a huge amount of grain in it, and it's all uneven and stuff. You need to slap what's called grain filler in there. I'm actually running short on time. I don't know if I'll be able to get through all this, but we can do another one. That's no problem. The grain filler fills the grain, right? You know. What it does is it builds up a flat surface, or you can just slop it on, right? And you wait for it to dry, and then you sand it down. You'll have a really even flat surface. The grain will be filled. It'll feel like glass, a mirror. You motherfucker, a mirror. You know, it'll flatten all out, and then you're able to paint it or stain it or whatever. You get grain filler that is stainable. And then when you do all that, you sand it down, then you put what's called sanding sealer on it, which gets rid of all the open pores that you have before you actually go ahead and finish. Now, you know, I might go into finishing in a different video, actually, because we are really getting pushed for time here. I'm surprised, actually, because I was just want to run through the electronics that are in this bass. So let's leave finishing aside, and let's go on to see what everyone's saying. Tigerwood, well done, Paul. Very funny. Yeah, Madeline, we'll watch later. Thanks, Ma. That's mother again. Yeah. And yes, Laurent, I'm trying to promote it more. This is the only way I know how right now. I'm not a salesman. I wish I was. Please be my salesman, please. You know, whatever. Yeah. So I will promote it in a bit. The sound you can get out of this is the standard, okay? The standard Falcon Series II has a bass, middle, treble, pickup blend, and a volume control. And of course, LEDs in the neck, whatever colour you like. Except for tartan. I don't do tartan LEDs. Very pure sound you get out of it. The action is extremely low. It's like 4/64ths of an inch, 2 30 seconds, 1/16th. I say 4/64ths because that's the notches on my ruler that I use, and I just say it, you know. So it's much easier to. And that's at the 17th or 18th fret. It's about that height. So you just need to touch the string. Okay, so the standard has, like I said, that circuitry. It has noiseless pickups, although you wouldn't believe it with the sound card I've got. Yeah, and we have that. We have the preamp is balanced so that now with some basses when you switch pickup blend between back pickup to front pickup to get the chunkier sound, you'll hear in the middle part both pickups don't have the same output and it gets all screwy and it sounds clacky. Not with this bass. Not with this bass, my friend. No, I've got circuitry in there that will balance that, and I have different windings in each coil, the bridge and the neck pickup, that balances that all out, so you don't get that annoying dip in gain or volume when you go to there. So this is in this is both pickups on. So. Back pickup. Then front pickup, neck pickup. So as you can see, there's a huge tonal variance just by selecting blend of the pickup, and I'm not touching bass, middle or treble there. That's good, eh? The deluxe version, actually Franco Di Donato has the Greta bass, and I'm going to show you that right now. There it is. There's one there, another one there, and another one there. That's the Falcon Series II Greta Deluxe. It has gold frets. It has two emblems, one at the 12th fret saying Greta, which is Franco's granddaughter. I felt really cool for him doing that. That was such an ode. It was awesome. And you can see there at the 1st fret, that's Franco's logo. And it is Franco's Italian, and you can see the green, the white and the red there. Come on, bigger cheer than that. That's Franco's Greta bass. It's beautiful. Now, here's one that I'm going to meld in here that I made for one of my great customers and friends, Eddie Wilms, in Belgium. This is also a deluxe model, but with dual coil soap bar pickups with series parallel option, which gives a much, much richer sound. Much richer sound. So, awesomeness. Yes. And yeah, I've got a spammer on the chat right now. Here girls want everyone, even you. Well, that's fantastic. I really always wanted to know that, you utter twat. Yes. Isn't he? Boys and girls, isn't that person an utter twat? Yes, isn't he? I don't know how you block that, but I'll need to figure that crap out, because we don't want that smut on our show, do we? Yes. So I'm going to give you a little demo. A couple of demos of the Falcon before I go. And we've got so much more to discuss, man. I just don't know where the time's going. Let me look at this. Oh, okay, I'm going to detune down to D for this. I don't have a drop D control on this. I wish I did. Oh, by the way, Hipshot. Yeah, Hipshot is the manufacturer of the headless bridge system that I have. Expensive, but probably the best in the world, you know. I thought that was right. Perfect pitch again. So we're going to do let me show you this emulating like a jazz bass. Right? Let's do that. Let's do that. Yeah, it's kind of like intro to Thunder by SMB, and I'll probably get pulled for copyright on that. It was my interpretation of it, really it was. Anyway, since I'm in this key, I'm going to put down to the back pickup now, and I will play you something that might sound familiar. I wrote this a long time ago, but I was heavily influenced by drugs and alcohol. I mean Mark King. Yes, and this one is, front pickup growl fill. Yeah, big time growl. Like a. And then back pickup. Big difference, right? Yeah. I'm going to put this one up to middle blend, and I'm going to play a little tune I wrote, oh my god, a long time, in 1989, 1990, heavily influenced by Mark King. I'm going to play this and then we'll sign off. And I'll see you next week. And let's see what we can do here. Ready? This one's called Stronghold. You probably noticed the influence there. Yeah. The easy thing about headless bass tuning is you can get pretty close just by going ooh, tweak right down at the body, you know. Thank you very much again, people, for joining me on a great Luthier's Lair live. Yeah. Oh, hi, the new Dave. How's it going? That's funny. Yeah, it is, Phil. It's kind of like UK funk, you know. But this, I'm really proud of this bass, and I'm proud that Franco Di Donato is going to be playing with this, or a model of this bass, live on May 22nd in Rome at 6 p.m. Italian time. Hope you can tour along there, all the Italians in there that can go and see that. It will be fantastic. And again, I want to thank everyone for joining me today in this haphazard, slightly funny live stream. And tell you what, catch you next week. We'll be back. Might finish off some of this, or we might do something else entirely. Watch out for it, you know. Thanks again, folks. Take care. And until next week, be good, stay safe, and thanks for watching. Thanks for your support. Cheers. Bye-bye.